Hi, it's Teacher Melissa, and I want to talk to you today about the reward slides that come up in our VIP Kid lessons. So first, I want to preface this by saying I know many of us do not use that reward slide. I'm not talking about the interactive level 2 rewards. I'm talking about just our regular VIP Kid lessons, and a reward slide comes up. And I know many of us don't use them. Now, I have lots of rewards. I have affirmation words. Nice job, Susie, with that TH sound. I have stars galore. I have food extension stars. I have what animal is this extension stars. I have I love how you put that answer in a sentence, Bobby. I use Find a Star rewards from the official Google Slides group. I'm such a sci-fi nerd. I even give out Death Stars to my students. So if you want to see how I use stars, primarily stars, as reward and extension, which is what I use most of the time, you can find that video on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to talk about the stars right now. I want to talk about what to do when that reward slide pops up on your screen after you've swiped past the introduction with the title of the lesson. So first I'll tell you what I used to do. What I used to do is one of two things. I would just swipe right past that reward slide, ignore it altogether, or I would pause on that reward slide while I am introducing my own reward. So for you, that might be your reward if you do a good job, listen and speak in sentences, and maybe you're showing your ice cream cone. You get ice cream. You get to feed the monster, whatever you've got. So I would pause and describe my own, simple little words, but describe my own system. I really started paying attention lately, and here's what I saw. If I swiped past it, the kids are kind of like, oh, wait. Now, they don't say anything, but they're like, oh, wait, that looked like something fun. That looked like something weird, something funny. And it's like they wondered why I skipped past it. I don't want parents to wonder why I skipped past it either. Or the student looks completely baffled. There's no clue what I'm talking about because the English words coming out of my mouth describing you get a star doesn't have anything to do with the picture they're seeing on the screen. So I am confusing them by English words coming out of my mouth that do not match the lesson that's in front of them. So if I swipe right away and then show my reward, I'm talking about a reward and they're trying to process what's on the screen, which has nothing to do with the reward. If I pause on the reward, they're looking at the screen. They're trying to process what's on that screen in English, and yet I'm showing them something totally different. So I decided that it was not in the best interest of my students' language acquisition to swipe past that reward slide or to pause on it and talk about something different. So here's what I've started doing. So I'm just going to pop up one of my reward slides here that was recent. So this came up. I have no reward that has anything to do with this butterflies in a meadow rainbow thing. I don't want to print off stars just for that. I'm not going to use this reward slide. But I paused on it and I simply circled a couple things. I circled that rainbow, and then all I said was, Coco, what do you see? Now, if Coco knows the English word, great, a rainbow. What colors do you see? If Coco doesn't know that English word is rainbow, great, I get to teach her a new word, and I can write, for extension, Coco learned a new word in English, rainbow. So I'm going to circle it. We're just going to talk about it. Oh, look at this pretty picture. I mean, I'm talking 15, 20 seconds. I'm not asking you to spend a long time on this slide. But I'm going to pause on the picture, and I'm going to talk about what the student is visually seeing just for a few seconds. We did the rainbow. We did the butterflies. Great. We were done. She could tell we were done. Great job talking about the picture. Now I can circle the word reward if I like, and I can say, for your reward today, and I can show her my stars or my ice cream cone or my hungry hippo or whatever you've got. So I've talked about what she's looking at, paused, circled the word reward, so she knows I'm talking about my reward now, and now I'm going to talk about my reward. So that is just a quick way to introduce your reward without confusing the student by skipping by this slide. Also, I haven't had a problem with this yet, but I've heard people, parents get upset if you're skipping slides. They'll think you're skipping that slide if you just slide right past it. So don't skip it. So just talk about it just that little bit and use it as a good opportunity for a little bit of extension. If it's a new student, to judge their English capabilities at the very beginning before you're asking them to read anything, it's a great way to do that. Now, this works most of the time. I'm going to pop up just a little snippet of a word slide that maybe some of you have seen. Yeah, it's Santa. You can't see the whole slide here, but he's like on a deserted island, and there's like a palm tree, and he's there, and his big beer belly's hanging out, and you can't see, but the reward across the bottom is like 5 little coconut drinks with a straw in them. So I don't know. Santa gets a margarita every time you do a good job. I have no idea what this crazy reward is about. So I might not circle Beer Belly Santa on this slide. I might see if they know the word for island, if they know the word for sea or ocean or coconut, or they might just say tree. I might circle the Santa hat because right now when I'm videotaping this one, it's in the Christmas season. So I might say, Santa, yes, Santa does have a big belly. And then I might show a real picture of Santa with all his clothes on. So this may not always work the way you plan, but it's fun to do. And it really only takes a few seconds, and it keeps you from skipping slides. It helps the student to understand what they're looking at and processing on their time, even just a few seconds, and it allows you to introduce your secondary reward that you would like to use. So I hope these tips have helped you today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, head on over to my YouTube page. Now, do not start posting comments below. Where did you get your stars? The Death Star, I love it. What is Google Slides? How do you use that? I will tell you. VIP Kid Teachers Tips and Tricks, that's one of the groups that I admin, has some of these. The VIP Kid Videos and Props has a lot of printable props that I get off of there, and they're all for free. And there is the official VIP Kid Google Slides group when you can get all kinds of rewards and extensions. So you look for those Facebook groups, put on your big girl panties, figure out how to make a star on Google Slides or PowerPoint, and make your business what you want it to be.